Bottom bitch, I'm a pushy headstrong, headstrong. On a groove with her flashy dip low, dip low. Freaky bitch tryna touch her tiptoe. Got this, keep it tight so you know she got this, got this. That's your man, but tonight she ain't it. Probably fuck your life up, do it, 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 do it. It's the players at probably fuck your life. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. It's the players at Alexa, stop. All right, family. You know we gotta get TikTok cracking with us. So I won't look too bad. Ain't looking like a ninja. Glad to be back. You know, I definitely miss these Thursdays just like I miss Tuesday. I enjoy our little hour and some change that we kick it with each other. I hope everybody had a great weekend and a great week so far. I almost say TGIF is Friday tomorrow. And good for me, I work half days on Fridays, which is fantastic. You did? I love it. Check, see if these things are working. All right, let's say I'm live. That's good. We're going to check Facebooks because we hadn't been able to do Facebook in a minute. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, what? Still not. Lo siento. No Facebook. YouTube, yeah. Go to live. Share this. Yeah, y'all get to see a lot of the background work. All right. We got that done. Close that up. Let's go live on TikTok. Boom, boom. That sound this time. Don't worry. Yeah, the last time we had book club, I had the mic off for TikTok the whole time. So he went that whole hour. And they heard nothing. So let's get these lights together. Let me cut one of them off. Mm-hmm. Oh, wrong light. Right, there we are. I bought this giant fan. Well, I ain't buy it. On my job, he can give you points. So I use these work points to give him. All right, we here.
Seems like I'm getting too much. I had a charger because I definitely used this tablet while I was out of town. All right, family. Oh, my shirt says, my favorite color is freedom. You know what I mean? I didn't even know. Well, welcome. I'm glad you could be with us on a live episode. You know, the family be missing you. That's why they started finding your social media pages and stuff. I'm trying to be your friend. Sherry was so excited about it. She's like, I found her and she's so pretty. I was like, I'll make sure I'll tell her that. So she will know. Family, we talking yeah, TikTok you can't see because y'all on a whole different system. But if you're on YouTube, you can leave these comments and I can see them. Yeah, that's how we going. That is how we are going. Now, I'm gonna take time to. I ain't make that mistake this time and leave that button. Because you gotta have, what is it? A 48-volt switch to make sure that the microphone works. And oh shoot. I did not turn that thing on last time. And they did not hear a word of what we talked about. All right. Yeah, I might want to mess with it. Was like that, what, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Got one to fall over. So in fact, we're gonna try what our Polish friend said tonight. So I'm happy. Let me put this on the table. Yeah. I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna have, because y'all people need to meet each other. And the only way that y'all gonna meet is through me. So I said I'm gonna do a soul family dinner. And I'm gonna invite a couple of y'all over here. So y'all can eat some of my love and make some new friends, because it's fun. It's a couple of y'all. Y'all would be great friends. Great friends. You, Sherry, and she probably ain't on here tonight, but she might be as soon as I say it. But pretty black girl. All right. That's solar plexus. But we're going to do some root exercise tonight. So close your eyes and take one deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and take that deep breath slowly. As a matter of fact, take the deep breath on my count. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, breathe out. In through your nose, out through your mouth. This time we're going to do one of the breathing exercises I do for Reiki sessions. And it is 3-6-9. Gonna breathe in through our nose, hold it for 3 seconds, and breathe out through our mouth. Gonna breathe in through our nose, hold it for 6 seconds, and breathe out through our mouth. And then we're gonna repeat it one more time. Breathe in through our nose, hold it for 9 seconds, and then breathe out through our mouth. So we're gonna do this on my count again. On the count of 3, we will breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. All right. We're going to breathe that again for 6 seconds. On my count. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Hold it for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And breathe out through your mouth. Last time. On my count of 3. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Hold it for 9 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And breathe out through your mouth. Those are a few breathing exercises that you can use to change your emotions or get control over the feelings or even take control of your environment. So with your eyes still closed, I want you to picture yourself taking your shoes off. 1 foot at a time. We're going to start with our right foot. You slowly take your shoes off. And sock off next. And then we're going to do it with our other foot. We're going to slowly take our shoes off. And methodically take our shoes off. Take them off like you love yourself because you do. Now with your socks and shoes off right now, just wiggle your toes a little bit. Visualize you wiggling your toes. You can actually wiggle your toes. Now, take a little time and spread those toes as wide as you can. and visualize yourself filling the air. The air is filling the space between your toes. And as you put your toes back together, you can feel your toes splitting between that air that had filled that space. Now I want you to imagine yourself getting up and you are heading towards your front door. Slowly and methodically, with every step, you can feel the floor beneath your feet. If you have carpet, you can feel each strand of the fiber rub up against the bottom of your feet. If you have wood floors, as you walk and you feel each of the tiny imperfections and perfections of that wood beneath your feet. Then I want you to visualize yourself walking out that front door into a space that is green, lush grass, well taken care of, well manicured. And I want you to walk out into that grass and feel each blade as it folds under the weight of your gentle stride. And as you walk and feel several of those blades squeeze up in between your toes. And as you're standing there in that grass, do exactly like you did when you took your shoes off. Take a little time and wiggle your toes in the grass. Feel in between your toes. Feel how you have the power to manipulate that grass. And I want you to visualize yourself giving that grass loving energy. Then in your mind's eye, while you're wiggling your feet in that grass, I want you to think of someone that you love dearly and deeply. Think of an energy that makes you feel love deeply. Think of a space, an opportunity, an event, and take some time and feel the love from that space. That person, that place, or that thing, tell that thing loving words. Tell them how you wish the best for them. Tell them how you wish for all the blessings that they can receive. Now, as you finish saying the affirmations to them, I want you to picture yourself how much you love yourself. Tell yourself how much you wish the best for yourself. Tell yourself how you wish for all the blessings for you. And while you're wiggling your toes, I want you to repeat after me and tell yourself these things. I am safe and secure. I am safe and secure. I am grounded and centered. I am grounded and centered. I I am self-sufficient. I am financially secure. I am financially secure. I love being in my body. I love being in my body. Take a deep breath. Wiggle your toes in the grass. Remind yourself that you are beautiful. And slowly open your eyes. All right, so hopefully you feel a little relaxed. Those are root. Yeah, you definitely need some new friends. Those are root affirmations, things that you can say to help bring your balance back. And the root chakra, your root energy point, resides in your feet. That's why we focus so much on our feet in the conversations. That is an example of a meditation you can do with yourself. So, all right, let's get back to this book. I know TikTok, y'all don't know where we at, but lo siento. I'm actually excited about the next book we're gonna read. Where is it? Is that it? Good. All right, we're just gonna start at the top of the chapter. They are at the hotel in Charlotte, and they are having that conversation they probably should have had years ago. And I believe she just asked Josiah, where did he go? This is the night after she asked him for a divorce. So she wants to know what he did. Yeah, no doubt. So you see, that was a good suggestion for old boy. Chakra cleaning. So I really can't do well. I can't say I ain't gonna say I can't do, but I prefer not to do chakra cleanings like that. But I mean, I prefer to do them in person. That's what I mean. But it was a good idea as far as doing that. So I figured we can do some exercises to help balance our stuff out. And we just take it one chakra at a time. And if somebody take notes, they can write down the things and boop, boop, boop. You have some breathing exercises and some affirmations um, to remind yourself who you really are. Yeah, I hope during tonight we don't have, because they've been talking about these flash floods in my area. And that alarm's been going off like a kid's been kidnapped or something. But all right, we're on chapter 28. Where did I go that night? Just Brows gathered over my clouded, gathered over my eyes, clouded by memory and liquor. Half a smile, void of humor, crooks the corner of his mouth. I crashed with Preach, got drunk and passed out of his place. You never get drunk. I think your wife asking you for a divorce is a good enough excuse. I wince, balancing the glass of Yamakaze on my bent knees, cupping the coolness of it between my hot palms. That night when I threw it in your face that you weren't there when I lost Henry, I say, I was in such a dark place, but that's no excuse. I'm sorry. It was true. His voice subdued, laced with misery. I wasn't there. You have to forgive yourself, Si. Even though it wasn't your fault, Ed, I told you to go on that trip. I did. You could never have known. So many things conspired against us that we couldn't have predicted or controlled. I knew something was wrong even before the hospital called. As soon as the plane landed, I wanted to get right back on and fly home. Something just felt off. I should have come home. It would have changed everything. Do you have any idea how I hated myself for not getting that loose board repaired the week before when it was on my list of things to do? I tripped, alone at Grits, rushing to set the alarm. My shoe got caught in the hard right on my belly. I'd sent Mike Milky home because he was sick and exhausted. And there, alone on the floor with a bad ankle sprain, in the long minutes it took to reach my phone in another room, I lost Henry. Placental abruption. I knew it was a bad fall, a hard fall. I didn't catch myself, so my stomach took the brunt of it, but I didn't have any idea Henry wasn't getting air. So many days I would sit in a rocking chair and stare at the words on this wall, think of him unable to breathe and hold my breath, deny myself oxygen for as long as I could until black spots appeared before my eyes, a tiny punishment that never changed a thing. He was always so active. I forced the words from my throat. A rueful smile touched the strong line of Josiah's mouth. We used to say that boy kicked you like he was trying to get out of, trying out for the Cowboys, right? I managed a short-lived smile that comes and goes like vapor. But after I fell, nothing. He didn't move at all, and I knew. My water broke, teeing pink with blood and panic. On the frantic drive to the hospital, the doctor disguised horror in the nurse's eyes. The doctor's professional mask of a passion when he confirmed Henry was gone before he ever came. A part of me did die with Henry, I tell Josiah, my voice scratching to get it out. And it took a long time to learn how to live without that peace. I sat in that chilly, sterile room, numb and only half hearing, like the doctor says a C-section would be the best option in case of like mine. My body, which for 8 months had been the source of my tomb. Some nights I whisper, eyes fixed on, but unseeing. I feel this phantom pain. It's not it's not from falling on my stomach though. It's my ankle. How it twisted when I went down, how long it took me to get up, and I wonder what those minutes cost him. Should I have called an ambulance instead of driving myself to the hospital? If I could have, if I had never, tears streaked my cheeks as I finished thought with all the other what ifs and unfulfilled prophecies that plagued me. Josiah pulls me over to him and wraps his arms around me. I huddle into his warmth into an embrace so familiar it makes me ache that I haven't had it. With our past coming back to haunt us, he's tethering me to this night, keeping me from drifting back into a black hole that some days doesn't feel far away. His hands are big and warm on my back, stroking from my shoulder to my waist in long, reassuring sweep. So divinely the same, and I'm burrowed into a crook of his neck. Life we made together and lost. My tears slow and dry, but he doesn't let go, and the world would have to be on fire for me to move. He's no longer stroking my back, but his hands stay on me. I'm afraid if I move an inch, he'll let go. So I lie against him, holding my breath. But when he kisses the top of my head, all the air whooshes out of me. I tip my head back till I can look up at him. God, he's beautiful like this, the lines of his face so rugged, but him so vulnerable. His mouth not tightly held like when he's in control, but relaxed, but a relaxed central curve. His eyes drowsed and heavy-lidded instead of sharp. I could stare at him in this private corner of the world until the sun comes up. We're so close that I'm unavoidably attuned to him, to how his heartbeat accelerates, to the tightening of his muscles around me, to the way his breathing speeds to match mine, ragged and rough and fanning over our lips. If I move even a centimeter, we'll be kissing. So close, if I lick my lips, I'll lick his too. I want to taste him again with the intensity I'm not sure I can govern. Sigh, I push his name out, and my chest rises and falls with upheaving breaths. Ask me again if I'm sorry. You and Vashti broke up. His eyes darken, narrow, the long lashes curling and tangling in the corners. Are you? I grip the back of his neck, pull him closer to leave the truth on his lips. Hell no. We crash together and our first kissing year burns from the beginning. His lips are hungry and desperate and familiar. It overpowers me. The you thought you newness of it all. The you had no idea of it. The hot novelty of a man I've known for so long, kissing me with the first time fever. The taste of him overtakes everything with the speed and intensity of a wildfire. I can't see or hear or even feel. Every sense convenes between our lips, and all I can do is taste the whiskey and want on his tongue. Yaz. He expels my name on a labored breath and presses our foreheads together. We gotta stop. Why? I drag my lips across the abrasion of his shadowed jaw. It's not a good idea. I can't. I can't go there with you again. The wildness of the passion in his eyes is overlaid with the resolve and caution. These old feelings stirred by alcohol and nostalgia into witch's brew went to our heads, but don't wash away my mistakes or erase all the ways we've hurt each other. I was a fool to think they could. His lips brush my temple for the briefest second before he pushes to his feet and walks across the room. He runs both hands over his face, the kickstand in his pants, leaving no doubt that he wanted it as much as I did, until he remembered. The air cools, but my heart still thunders in my chest. My lips throb from the thoroughness of his kiss. I'm still wet between my legs. Shame pools in my belly, and I stand quickly, needing to get away from this and from him. I'm sorry, I mumble, rushing to the bedroom and closing the door, slumping against it and biting my lip to stifle the scream of frustration. Yes, because my body is myself for forgetting that I did this. It's my fault, and there's no second chance. I can't go there with you again. I don't even bother undressing, but slide between the cool sheets wearing my clothes. Turning my head into the pillow, I feel the sting of tears, but refuse to let them fall. Not with him in the next room, regretting the kiss that breathed so much life into me. I'm kicking myself 1,000 different ways when the noise at the door stops me. I turn onto my back, easing up onto my elbows to watch Josiah's imposing frame fill the doorway. Once, he says, his voice hoarse but controlled, eyes hot and unwavering. We do this once, get it out of our systems, and forget the night happened. That's the only way it works. Can I do that? Can I live with just having him just one more time, knowing I'll probably always want him? With the promise of pleasure we've always found together, my body screams yes. But my mind and my heart ask if I'm sure. I hurt him. I know that, but does he have any idea how much he could hurt me? That if I give my body, my heart can't help but follow. I wish we'd talked sooner. Wish we'd gone to therapy. Wish I found the right therapist, the right meds, the right everything in time. It would have made a world of difference. Maybe it would have saved us. But none of those things happened. And this is all that's left. His body tonight and no more. I'll take it. Oh, Monsieur, I appreciate you. You didn't know you showed up. I didn't even see the comments. We reading tonight. I appreciate. We did. If you can go back and watch the beginning, we did a root chakra exercise with some affirmations, brother. So I took your idea and I immediately added it. But we're gonna do root chakra again on Tuesday. So just see you Tuesday. You know what I mean? But thanks for the idea, man. I listen to the family. I appreciate you always, brother. I sit up, sheets pooling around my waist, then pull the t-shirt over my head. He's always loved my breasts, so I take my time showing him. I reach behind my back, unlatching my bra. His eyes flare in the lamplight as the straps slither down my arms and my hard nipples come into view. His sharp, indrawn breath fills the room. I push the covers away from my legs and tug my pants down past my knees and over my feet. When I toss him to a corner, he crosses the room to tower over me. I crane my neck back to look up at him, fingers twitching at my sides with the need to strip him and explore every hard muscle and every warm skin hidden beneath his clothes. Before he can start talking, rationalizing, laying out conditions, or changing our minds, I reach for him. Our second kiss is more explosive than the first. There's nothing tentative about the way he plunders my mouth, groaning into the kiss and gripping my arms. He cups my breasts, thumbing at the nipples, and I arch into his touch. I'm starved for this. I haven't had it in a very long time, but it's not just the physical release I crave. It's the complete focus of his eyes on me, the reverence in his touch that, despite all the hell we've gone through, somehow survived. His hand coasts from my breast down my stomach to my stomach, the rest between my legs, touching me through drenched panties. You know when a woman wrote the book, boy. Our eyes locks and he presses his thumbs, nudges aside the silk and flattens his hands. I gotta skip some of these words so they don't take my sound, but I'm sure some of this is not appropriate. So you have to fill in the blanks. As his eyes burn into mine, fiercely possessive, he cups my. This is mine tonight, Yaz. His voice is half growled, half grown. No one has touched me there since he last did, and doing this with another man has not seriously occurred to me. He wouldn't believe it, looking down at me with his doubts hovering just beyond his. He wouldn't understand how my body has felt hollow since the last time he was inside of me. That I miss him so much. Sometimes I wear his shoes to feel close to him. That at night, alone in my bed, I hear echoes in our room of him gasping my name like he did the times he lost himself in my arms. He wouldn't understand that. So I just nod in my agreement. Tonight I'm his. My breath quickens when he slides the underwear down and off. He turns me so my legs hang over the side of the bed and goes down on his knees. I stare at the top of his head, the deep waves of his hair and the strong line of his shoulder. He leans to kiss the skin inside of one thigh, repeating the intimate gesture onto the next, before lifting my legs and resting my head on the mattress. This position exposes me completely, and my knees drop together with involuntary modesty. Open, he says as he pushes them apart. I want to see you. I've thought about this so many times. He runs a knuckle between the lips, stealing my breath and making the muscles in my legs go tight. He dips his head, drawing a deep breath through his nose. God, yes. He rasps and lowers his mouth to me. I writhe under the assault of his lips and tongue and teeth. He grips my hips, dragging me closer, holding me in a place for his mouth. A deep rumble of his groan vibrates through the center of my body, and I'm head to toe shaking, on the verge of shattering. Yeah, I won't skip that line. I can't help it. I'm shameless. I grip my knees, pressing them wider, holding myself open for him to ask. My hips buck and my chest heaves. I come like crashing waves, wet and hard. Hmm. Every rational thought. Oh God, it's a chant, it's a prayer, a litany that falls from my lips and over as my head tosses back and forth on the bed. The clenches the muscles in my stomach, in my legs, my toes curl, and I fist the sheets. He runs his finger over, locking his eyes with mine. We both hear how I sound. I'm still trembling mess when he turns me back onto the bed. My mouth is free, and I watch him strip. He jerks the sweatshirt over his head, revealing a slab of muscled abs, precisely cut biceps. I've always loved his chest, the pecs carved and smooth. His pants and brief follows. I literally lick my lips. I want him in my mouth. I had always been squeamish about, much to the former boyfriend's dismay. But from my first times with Josiah, I loved it and I gave it to him eagerly and often. Don't look at me like that, he says with a rueful chuckle and climbs onto the bed. I promised I wouldn't last. I almost say next time then, but remember there will be no next time, only tonight. The desire to have him of me right now, fast and hard wars with the need to slow everything down so I can savor this one night reprieve. He puts on protection and I almost laugh and ask him why. We haven't used them since our early dating days and I was always trying to get pregnant, or definitely not trying, and on birth control. That was in a monogamous relationship founded on complete trust. We aren't that anymore. We're both single. He was in a relationship with another woman, and he can't assume I haven't been with anyone else. When he settles himself, I expect him to thrust, but he dusts kisses over my jaw and down the curve of my neck and opens his mouth. in greedy suction. I clutch his forehead to me, tangling our legs while he worships me. I brace his weight on my elbows and I reach between us and take him in my hand. He releases a harsh breath, dropping his forehead to mine. You better stop. With a wicked smile up at him, I guide him. I'm not prepared for this moment, the reunion of our bodies after so long. Every part of me gasps at the feel of him. Not just my body, but my soul clicks his with his again. His fingers play over me like tumblers on a safe, and I open for him. Only ever for him this way. He goes still, and instead of moving, he lowers his head to kiss me. The kiss is so soft my eyes water. I caress his shoulders, his back, rediscovering the ways he's always been beautiful and noting how he's changed. My body moans a welcome as he starts to move. I love how his voice, his language roughens during intimacy. The completely controlled, always polished front collapses when he loses. When he hits the spot that always makes my eyes roll back. He doesn't have to fumble or search or guess. He knows. Our skin, our hands, our breath find a familiar rhythm that is exciting as the first time. I close my eyes and give myself over to the primitive dance of our bodies and the feral sounds we make as we take and give and give. I go still at the endearment, but he probably didn't even notice slip. I want his body, but I yearn for his intimacy, his affection just as much. Clutching him close, I map the muscle terrain on his back with desperate hands. I sink my teeth into his shoulders, clench around him reflexively as he goes. My heart pounds so hard, I swear I should hear it, but the only sound in the room is our ragged breaths. It is the quiet shock that follows an earth-shattering event. We watch each other mutely as the pieces fall around us, reordering the world as I had come to know it. In the middle of the night, I awake with a strong arm holding me from behind, his grip possessive, his hands wandering. He cups my face in one large palm. His thumb brushes over my cheeks, eyes blazing in the lamplight, and he kisses me. We said once, but he does it again, and it's even better the second time. It's slower and more tender and more heartbreaking because I know this time is the last. All right. We had to get off these old sex books. But we definitely ain't gonna be ashamed of intimacy at all. Chapter 29, Yasmin. All right, we rolling. Mom, what's for dinner? Kasim asked, peering through the French doors of my office. I glanced up from an email from Harrington's boosters about new uniforms for the band. You wouldn't catch Deja dead in a band uniform, but Kasim keeps threatening to take up trombone, so I may get involved. What's for dinner? I lean back in my chair and tease him with a smile. Why am I the only one in the house cooking all the time? Kasim looks abashed, his eyes going wide and his mouth dropping open a little. Well, 'cause I can't cook? You telling me you can assemble a robot from scratch, but you can't follow a simple recipe? His brows lower and furrow. If something is simple, Kasim assumes, he should be able to do it. Maybe spaghetti? His voice evens and his shoulders square with determined confidence. Today spaghetti, tomorrow the world. I already ordered Indian. His features relax with what looks like relief, and I laugh. But thanks for the offer. My cell phone rings on the desk and Mark's contact flashes up at me on the screen. I frown, tempted to ignore the call. We were never exclusive or serious. I was completely honest with him about that, but it still feels wrong talking to him when I can't move without long muscle me off from the airport yesterday and headed home. You gonna get that? Kasim asked, flopping into. Mm, I don't know what that is. Oh, TikTok don't be on no mess. Now he in there making noise. You gonna get that? Kasim asked, flopping into the chair across from my desk and pulling out his phone. I guess privacy is too much for a mother to expect, I mutter, knowing he's oblivious. I grab the phone on the fourth ring. Mark, hey, Yasmin. A pleased notes run through his voice. Glad I got you. Thought for a minute I was going to roll into the voicemail. Sorry, I was. I glanced at Kasim, engrossed in his game. Busy. How are you? Good. I've missed you. I'm not sure how to respond to that in a way that is honest, but also not hurtful. That's so sweet. I winced at my not exactly enthusiastic reply. It's good to be home. What's up? I wonder if you got your Christmas tree yet. Christmas tree? I regret the words as soon as they leave my mouth. Kasim's eager eyes flash up to meet mine. We'd usually have our tree up by now, even though Thanksgiving was only days away. My family owns a tree farm, Mark says. That lot off the square that sells trees all month, that's my dad's. Oh, those are the best trees in Scotland. That's what the sign says, he chuckles. I just grabbed a great one from the lot. I can bring it over by if you want to take a look. Kasim's stare has been fixed on me since tree. He and Deja love Christmas, and I did have getting the tree on my list for this week. If you don't like it, Mark continues, I just take it to my sister. She's a single mom before and works full time. Knowing her, she hasn't thought of a tree yet. Why not just take it to her then? I asked, keeping my tone light, because I'd like to see you. And this seemed as good as an excuse as any. It's just a tree, but when he puts it like that, oh, okay. I agree after a beat of silence. Why not? And maybe we can grab dinner after the tree is up. Or a drink. It's a school night and my kids, right, sorry. I wasn't thinking. I can just drop off the tree then. The man is bringing me a tree. I ordered takeout. I forced myself to offer. You're welcome to stay for dinner. You sure? He asked, but I fear his yes, poised and wanting. Of course. I hope you like Indian. I hope you like the tree. 30 minutes later, Mark stands on my front porch with one of the biggest Christmas trees I've ever seen. You weren't kidding, I laughed. My gaze climbing the branches to the top. It's massive and beautiful. Is this our tree? Kasim asked, poking his head from behind me to the porch. Whoa! If you want it, Mark raises a querying eye at me. Yes, Kasim shouts before I can confirm. Of course we want it. I step back so Mark can come in and maneuver the tree with him. I'd already set up the base in the family room in front of the window we use each Christmas. Mark makes quick work of getting the tree in there and standing it upright, its branches brushing the ceiling. Day, Kasim bellows from the base of the stairs. Come see our tree. At the top of the landing, the door to Deja's room's open. and she sticks her head out. Half her hair is loose and held in clips on one side. The other half is in blades. Blue this week. What tree? She asked, her eyes settling briefly on me before shifting to Mark behind me in the foyer. Hey, Mr. Lancaster. Her tone is studiously polite, considering she mocks him as the goofy guy with the signs anytime he's mentioned. He returned to a greeting with a smile, and an awkward silence settled over the four of us. The sound of the doorbell saves the situation from getting any more weird. Food's here. I rush over to the door and take the bag from the savory smelling food from the delivery man. I guess I should get going, Mark says, his eyes drifting up the staircase to Deja's face set in lines of careful impassivity. No, stay. I tilt my head towards the kitchen. I told you we'd love to have you for dinner. It's the least we can do after you brought us that amazing treat. They make the best butter chicken. Oh no. I love some butter chicken. Kasim tells him. Did we get chicken masala? Deja asks, fully emerged from her room and coming down the stairs. Yeah, I hand her the bag. You guys get started. With a quick look between Mark and me, she takes the bag, bumping Kasim with her shoulder. Come on, freak. He practically skips around the corner into the kitchen ahead of her. Boy loves some butter chicken. Like I said, we've got plenty. I tell Mark, and I slide my hands into the back pockets of my boyfriend jeans. I'd love to stay. He steps closer, glancing in the direction of my kids just cooked. But there's only one thing I'd love more. He leans down to press his lips to mine, and I freeze. We've had a few dates, a few kisses, and though I haven't exactly burned with passion, it was fine, pleasant. This isn't the pleasant after the night I spent with Josiah. This feels like betrayal. I know how stupid that is because Josiah warned me it would never happen again. We would never happen again. And yet, Mark's mouth presses more firmly to mine, seeking something I can't give, not now. Mark, I mumble into the kiss and I pull back. I know, his brows gather into a confused frown. I was hoping. I don't think we should see each other again, at least not like that. I lower my gaze to the small patch of hardwood floor between our feet before forcing myself to look at him in the eyes again. You're great, you really are, but I'm not ready for a casual situation. I see. Understanding clears the frown from his face, but clouds his eyes. Is it that I'm not the one or that he still is? A grin grimace is all I can manage. His insight and a straightforward question is taking me by surprise. I guess both. A wry grin pulls up on one corner of his mouth. You did warn me that I was the first at bat, huh? Not the first time I've struck out. Won't be the last. I search his blue eyes, intelligent and kind, and his classically handsome face. He's successful, ambitious, principled. Maybe one day I'll regret letting a guy like him get away. But the kisses, the touches, the whispers in the dark I shared with Josiah are too fresh. My feelings for him are too visceral for me to consider anyone else right now. Apparently, I need to put down these feelings for my ex before I cultivate anything with someone else. You, Mark Lancaster, I say taking his hand in both mine, are someone's home run. He nods, bending to drop a quick kiss on my forehead and turning to the front door. I follow, standing on the porch as he takes the steps down and heads to the Tesla in my driveway. Oh, and Mark, I call, and acceptance in his expression as he waits for my parting words. You've got my vote. A slow smile works its way onto his face. He gives me a jaunty salute, jumps in the car, drives away. Miss Lancaster didn't want to stay for dinner. I turned to find Deja standing in the foyer studying me. A LaCroix in one hand, curiosity scribbled on her pretty face, arms folded against the chill. I go inside behind me. No, it's time for him to go. I walk past her towards the kitchen. Let's eat. All right. Chapter 30, Josiah. How was school? I ask Kasim as we pull out of Harrington's parking lot. I'm thirsty. I feel like I've been talking 30 minutes straight. Hmm. Good. He turns around to pet Otis, who lounges in the back seat before pulling out his phone. I know he's going straight for Roblox. Hey, talk to me for a minute before you get lost in that game. He's on the lap. Yes, sir. How's class been? You're not getting bored? Miss Halsted has been giving me some extra stuff to do, like different from the rest of the class. And how do you feel about that? Damn, I sound like a therapist. Dr. Musa would be pleased to know he's rubbing off on me. Kasim shrugs. It's okay. Some of the kids tease me like I think I'm so smart. You are so smart. I don't want to rub it in though. Good. Don't be that guy. You're not better than anyone else. Miss Halsted just recognized you need more of a challenge than the classwork was offering. She sees your potential and wants to make sure you're doing well, doing all we can to fulfill it. Excuse me. Yeah, Jamal says it's kind of cool that I do stuff nobody else can yet, and that I might get to skip a grade as long as we can still hang out and play Madden and stuff. Great, I say, recognizing the significance of Jamal's seal of approval. Well, let's get that bush cut down so you can go home and do your homework. I reach across and tug the tree. Kasim answers with a wide smile. There's a small pinch in my chest. We used to make a big deal of choosing the tree together, usually the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and then we'd head someplace like Laugh and Laughing on the square for hot chocolate with marshmallows. Things have been so fractured these last few years, and it's one of the traditions we let slip through the cracks. You got it already? I asked. Yeah, Mr. Lancaster brought it over. This poor steering wheel, I'm practically choking when Kasim mentions that man's name. Mark Lancaster? I asked casually. Yeah, mom's new boyfriend. Boyfriend? The hell he is. She wasn't thinking about her boyfriend twice. The thought rears up before I can whip it back. She made it seem like there was nothing serious between them. Are they more committed than she let on? My imagination floods with visions of a blonde politician leaving our bedroom wearing nothing but pajama bottoms, strolling down the stairs and making himself a cup of coffee in my kitchen with my kids after a night of being with my wife. She's not yours. For one night she was. I haven't talked to anyone the way we did in Charlotte since Bird and Henry passed away, or ever. Maybe therapy made it easier to talk about my stuff when before it felt so damn hard. Holding Yasmin like that, being inside of her again, her heart pounding when she was pressed into me, breathing in the scent of vanilla and her unique essence. She was soft, her curves fitting like she was made for me and me alone. We both stoop, stuck to our bargain. It's like that night never happened. If anything, things are better between us since we cleared the air. I just have to keep pretending I don't think about that night all the time, that my body doesn't crave another and another. Is it a good tree? I asked. It's huge, Kasim gushes. Of course it is. He owns one of the Christmas tree farms. He asked Mom if we still needed one and he brought it over. My steering wheel won't survive any more talk about the wannabe congressman. So we keeping it simple today for a haircut, I ask, or you want some of them lines and arrows? He laughs like I knew he would when I describes a pattern he and Jamal agreed that they'd try next time they went to the barber. When we pull up the preacher's shop, the cut, I'm proud of how well my friend has done. We both graduated with business degrees and knew what we wanted to do. Well, Bird and Yasmin conceptualized grits, but I knew I didn't want to work for anybody else. Preach cut hair out of his dorm room and then his off-campus apartment all 4 years. He paid his dues working in other shops and doling out booth fees until he could afford to open the cut in Castleberry Hill, which last I checked has one of the largest concentrations of black-owned businesses in the country. Sup, fam? Preach smiles, greeting over the hair he's cutting. Look at all that hair, Seam. You been avoiding me, little man? Kasim grins and leads Otis over to the corner where he always curls up and behaves himself. I take the empty barber chairs and station beside Preach. You up, Seam? Preach calls, brushing hair from the neck and shoulders of the customer he just finished. Kasim settles into the seat and describes the pattern he and Jamal came up with. Preach sets the crippers in motion, his smile indulgent. Missed you at the gym yesterday, Preach says. Sorry I ain't called. I stand to select a magazine from the stack on the counter in the station where I'm sitting. I was out of town and been catching up ever since. Lot going on. We won again. Preach smirks and glances up from Kasim's hair. Where'd you go? We're considering the Charlotte expansion. I flipped through a few magazines on top, trying to keep my voice casual because this dude's spidey senses be tingling. So Yaz and I went and scoped out a spot. The question and the commentary practically popped up in bubbles above his head. But with Kasim in the chair, he settles for a speaking glance that demands details later. He ain't getting any. I need to put what happened in Charlotte behind me, not explore it. I block out the questions in my head and tune into the customers chopping it up. The conversation skids from the Falcons' chances this season to the usual GOAT debate, MJ versus LeBron. Bruh, you got to give it to LeBron. A customer is getting his locks trimmed, asserts. All he do for the community? What the hell that school he set up got to do with that rock? Rick the barber beside Preach asks. He ain't got that killer instinct like Mike and Kobe. I put Kobe over Bron. The guy in the last chair in the row says, she. Preach shakes his head and finishes shaping up Kasim. Rest in peace to Mamba. And he may be my top five, but not over Bron. Who you got, Kasim? Rick asked, smiling encouragingly. Kasim looks panicked, like he's taking a pop quiz and afraid he might give the wrong answer. Jordan? I lean forward and fist bump him, winking. That's my boy. Kasim, Kasim beams and sits up tall in his chair. It's crazy I give him. His confidence is so easily bolstered. I guess that's what the father's unconditional love and acceptance should do for a boy. My father was a military man and a hard ass, but I had his love and acceptance until I was 8 years old. According to Dr. Musa, maybe I never got over losing it. What you think? Preach asked Kasim's giving him the hand mirror so he can check out the back of his head. Wow, Kasim grins. I bet Jamal won't look this good. I pay Preach and pat my leg. Otis, come on. Otis lumbers to his feet, yawns and strolls over, passing the weight at the door. Like I'm the holdup. I roll my eyes and brush a few stray hairs from Kasim's shirts. Hey, I need to ask you something before I go, Sai, Preach says. All right, Sim, go wait with Otis. Do not go outside. Stay in here. Yes, sir, he says, heading for the door. And did you tell Preach thank you? I asked. Kasim turns back around. Sorry. Thank you. I let him get a few steps away before turning to Preach, who steps closer. What's really real, bruh? He asked. Yasmin was up in your house with Vashti, and we had a sleep. What's up? Nothing. I lie easily. Vashti and I broke up. Me and Yaz went on a business trip. Simple. When you about to break up? Thanksgiving. It just wasn't working. Hey, it was your first time out after the divorce. Better luck next time. He searches my face unless you don't want it next time and you realize you ain't all the way over your ex. Nah, bruh. I laugh like it's ridiculous. Preach saw me completely undone that night Yasmin asked for a divorce. Even as close as we are, I don't want to tell him I not only still want her, but gave in to it for the night that I can't forget. This is me. Preach places his hand on my shoulder and looks directly in my eyes. You and Yaz had that once in a lifetime thing. Well, we don't anymore. I say, shaking his hand off. How'd Erica put it? Maybe the next lifetime. I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't make sure. She wanted a divorce. She got it. It may not have worked with Vashti, but I moved on. Stop digging into this old stuff, Preach. Even if we could start something back again, how could I ever trust your ass not to push me away at the first sign of trouble? You're both in different places, Mal, than you were then. I mean, she in therapy, you in therapy. Who would have guessed that? You the most tight, repressed person I know. Hands in pocket, I rock back on my heels and let out a chuckle. It's funny because it's true. We don't all get second chances, Preach. Well, make another chance, and this time, don't fumble the bag. Fumble the bag? I didn't. The taunting smirk on his face tells me he's messing with me. A-hole. I ain't got time for your stuff. I'm out. Think about what I said. He daps me up. And if you won't talk to me, maybe at least you'll talk to your doc now that you all in touch with your feelings. In touch with my feelings is one way to put it. I feel hard every time I'm near my ex. I feel rage at the thought of Mark wanna be bringing my family Christmas tree, nose all wide open for Yasmin. I feel frustrated because one night that was supposed to get her out of my system has backfired. And after tasting her again, having her again, holding her again, damn it, she's embedded even deeper. In touch with my feelings. My feelings are a hot stove I want to test, even knowing the last time how it burned. All right, family, we're going to wrap that up. And then we'll start the next chapter. We're on 31. Page, man, these be some long books. We probably still got a little less than 100 pages left, but I appreciate your time. TikTok, you know y'all going first. So I got to get out this homemade prison. You say TikTok stopped my live? Oh, well. Oh, well. Yo, I told you, I don't, they be tripping. I think they be want me to break dance or something. TikTok did my live. I don't know what that says. But anyway, yeah. They say they always talking about oh, they ended my live. Yeah, they always talking about they don't detect any motion. Cause I just be sitting there reading. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, they say my live, so when I hear that doo doo doo, that usually must mean my live is disconnected due to inactivity. And then when I go back to the video, it'd be hella view analytics. Okay, close that. Oh, I got y'all all up in my face like that. Oh shoot, it's too late now. I know you disconnected. Oh, you my Liberty, my top what? My Seer, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, like I don't know. I guess I'll do this stuff tomorrow. I'm tired and I'm hungry. I made some pasta. I made a smoked cheddar sauce with turkey, smoked sausage, and spinach and tomatoes and onions. So I am, and my stomach is like, we want you. So I'm about to eat that. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience. What of the week of the 19th? I think we're gonna be in Charleston. I know, right? It is great too. So I made a video. I should send you the video to make you, you know what I mean, jelly. But the 19th we're going to Charleston, and I don't know, the week after that we'll be in Florida. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I see, I promise you, this weekend I'm gonna do Duolingo all weekend so I can get my words together again. And I told my family and my friends about me wanting to learn Polish and stuff, and everybody think that's great. And I do appreciate your idea, because for us to do the first night, I think that was a good root chakra exercise. So that was a tremendous idea you gave us, brother. Thank you for that. Cut off all that. So family, I appreciate you. No, well, next the 19th is not a solo trip, but it's not all of us. It's just my team. So it won't be that bad. I should be able to still go live Tuesday night. I just don't know if I have anything. I might just talk to y'all or go somewhere to eat and y'all just eat with me or something. And then it's a solo trip to Florida. So I do whatever I want to do then on a solo trip. So you know how that goes. But woo, Florida gonna be wild. Yeah. I told you when I go to Charleston, I'm gonna try to tap into that energy, because the last time I was there, I saw the Mothman. This is the first time since me and my ex that I was dating then, that I even thought about contacting her. I want to tell her I'm going ghost hunting. Because she was the only one that saw that creepy thing floating out the window with me. But anyway, family, I appreciate you. Much love, much gratitude. I'll see you Tuesday for, yeah, Tuesday. We're doing live energy readings and more. We're going to start our first series on on reprogramming our mind. And we're going to discuss the ways that our mind is programmed. And are these tools that we can use to deprogram and reprogram our mind? So thank you. I'm glad it worked well. So listen, when we start getting all the money, um, we all gonna eat well. We building our tribe of 13 right now. So I appreciate you. Again, family, love, gratitude. I see you. Woo woo. That'll be good. No doubt. All right. Love, gratitude. See you next week, family. Peace.